1928 Valex tractor made by the Mackey Production. Wheat marketing was also modernized as the transportation costs were constantly decreasing and more distance market opened. Prior to the 1850s, the crop was sacked, shipped by wagon or a canal boat and stored in the warehouses. 1850s, with the rapid growth of the country's railway network in 1870s, farmers took their produce for the sale by wagon to nearby country lifts. The wheat moved to the terminal lifts where it was sold to flour mills and exporters through grain exchanges. Because there was usually local monopoly or on elevators and railroads, farmers soon had to achieve goals in addition to their compliance season. They sometimes accused the undergraduate breeding, short waiting, and the excessive postage of lifting men. Scandinavian immigrants in the Midwest control market through a cooperative organization. Types: horseshoe thresher, it removes unhappy shit from the wheat pulses. After the invention of the steel roller mill in 1878, hard wheat varieties such as the Turkey Red were more popular than soft, which was first preferred because it was easier to grind. Mills since 1870s, large variation in the wheat production and cultural practices have seen significant change thanks to this innovation. Large-scale commercial production of wheat straw is now being supported, and production has opposed the negative effects of the pest diseases and weeds. Biologically, innovation paid tribute to the nearly half of the labor productivity between 1839 and 1909. At the end of the 19th century, the Volga Germans introduced new varieties of wheat from Russian ports to the Great Plains, which settled in North Dakota, Kansas, Montana, neighboring states. The legend favors a German monetary miller, Bernard Workington from Russia, who introduced the Turkish red type from the Russia. Exactly in the 1880s, several millers and government agricultural agents worked to make Turkey and red and Kansas a wheat state. The US Department of Agriculture and State Experiment Station developed many new varieties and taught farmers how to plant them. Similarly, varieties now dominate the arid areas of the Great Plains. Exports: wheat farmers have always created surplus for exports. Exports operated on a small scale until the 1860s, when bad crops in Europe and low prices due to the cheap railways and maritime transportation opened up the European market. In the particular, the British rail on the American wheat for a quarter of their food supply during the 1860s. By 1880s, 150 million bushels were exported at the cost of the $190 million. The First World War saw that the large number of the young European peasants joined the army, so some Allied countries, especially France and Italy, relied on the American ship taking from 1 million a year. The bushels consisted of 200 billion bushels. American farmers have expanded their production to meet high demand and the high price. Many had taken out mortgages to buy their neighbors' farms. He said this caused a major surplus in the 1920s. As a result, low prices forces farmers to seek government assistance for the prices, first through the McHenry-Hagen bills, which failed in the Congress, and later in the New Deal with the Agricultural Adjustment Act of 1933, and many more. Through all versions